Hi, my name is Diaz Falcon, and I'm gonna talk about one of the stories from the book that I really liked. I read The Star, and I can tell you that the main characters are Luke. He's a teenager. He's not physically described, but we can note that he is a psychic. He's pretty lonely, he's sensitive and a little bit distrustful. The second main character is Erin. She's also a teenager. She has pale skin, dark hair, and beautiful green, almost gray eyes. She is sad but decided, and she's pretty persistent. And one of the supporting character is Tyler. He is actually Erin's little brother. He is 6 years old. He's small, he's scared to the dark, and he is hurt. The message that the author wants we understand is that everything is possible if we are determined to search for it. And the plots, I think there are three important events in the story. The first one is the meeting between Luke and Erin at school at the beginning of the story. The second is when Luke found Tyler in the woods because he was missing. And the last one is when Luke realized that Erin was not real, that she was a spirit. If we think about all the stories that we read and the movie that we watched, I think that the general idea is that when you are a teenager, you used to be afraid to face the world because you are different than the rest. And part of growing up is to accept reality, that we are who we are and that we don't need to change that. Now, passing to the second part, to the assignment, I'm gonna talk about education that I would like to study here in Sweden because I want to work in that area. I would like to be an accountant, and for this assignment I interviewed one of my good friends from Argentina. His name is Luis Servin, and he is an accountant from many years ago. I asked him about why he chose this profession for himself. And he told me that at school he was pretty good in the signature accounting, and his teachers told him about this career. And one of the things that it called his attention was that an accountant must certify things. They must give their good faith that something is correct or legal. Related to what's interesting in this profession, he says that is the versatility. An accountant could specialize in different areas like accounting, taxation, incomes, costs, management analysis, or finances. And being an accountant gives you a spectrum of many things into an organization, and that's really necessary to do the job. The third question was, what type of education do you need to be in this profession? And he told me that at least you need a university grade. And then you can do a master degree or any of the specializations on this. But even if you don't continue studying like this, it's the practice that gives you the knowledge in this job. Another question was, what kind of professions could this education lead to? And he answered just to be an accountant. But as I said before, an accountant can have different specializations like taxation, for example, and at the same time, inside this area, you have many of taxes to choose. For example, in Argentina, you can specialize in earnings or in VAT, that is valued added taxes. Many of these accountants don't settle taxes actually because of the complexity of it. So they are more like specialists in incomes or costs or salary settlements instead. And for last, I asked what type of person would suit this profession the best. And his answer was that the ideal person for this profession needs to be very organized and focus in work, because in this profession you need to follow some steps, some specific rules. You can't do just whatever you want. It's important also to be honest, not just with yourself, but with your customer too. To be transparent is very important as well. A person who your customer can trust on. You need to manage stress, especially if you specialize in taxation, because you have deadlines. The time is always limited, and you need to deliver reports in term. To be creative for management issues, to be methodic to avoid mistakes, and to be an accountant, you have to know how to solve problems. So that was it. I hope you understood everything I said, and see you next time. Thank you so much. Goodbye.